Good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of Department of Computer Applications, DG Vaishnav College, I welcome you all for this webinar on Hive tool in Hadoop. Also, it is called as Hive tool, Hive software in big data. Nowadays, we are known very well about the processing of big data. The traditional approaches of creating a database, creating a table, and processing the database and processing a table by using SQL is by using the SQL software is very simple. You know that very well. The SQL software used for creation of the database and accessing the database, processing the database for the relational database management system oriented databases. Nowadays, large volumes of data are available in the world. They are actually called as big data. In order to process the big data, how we can able to create the database, how we can able to create the table, how we can drop the table, what are the informations, how we can able to process the table and the database for the big data. We can learn something about the processing of big data, creation of big data, creation of the table, creation of the database by using a special kind of database technology called as Hive software or Hive tool. Hive is actually a part of the Hadoop software. Hive is the framework of the Hadoop software. Hive is the language of the Hadoop software. Hive is the model of the Hadoop software. Hive is the component of a Hadoop software. There are various components are available in Hadoop, in which Hive is one of the component. Now, through this webinar, what we want to discuss, what is the definition of Hive? Why we require Hive especially? What is the role of Hive in big data and what is the role of Hive in Hadoop platform? What are the different types of data available and file formats available in Hive? How we can able to create the data types and file formats using Hive tool for the processing purpose of the Hadoop software, for the processing purpose of the big data using the Hadoop platform. Also, we can able to discuss creation of databases, creation of tables, and how we can drop databases and tables. Okay, this is the simple idea we want to discuss in this webinar. First we define what is called as Hive. Hive is a data warehouse infrastructure tool. It is a tool. Already I inform you, Hive is a tool, Hive is a platform, Hive is a component, Hive is a software, Hive is a language, Hive is a framework. So it is a data warehouse infrastructure tool. Why we require the data warehouse concept? The data warehouse are the database repositories. The data warehouse information is available. The data warehouse contains the big data, big information, large volumes of information, huge volumes of information. Okay. So how we can able to create the huge volumes of information using a special kind of software technology, that is a special kind of infrastructure tool called as Hive. So it is a data warehouse infrastructure tool to process structured data in Hadoop. I am already informed you, in Hadoop, Hive is a tool. In Hadoop, MapReduce is a framework. In component, HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, is a component. All these are used for what purpose? Means for the processing of the big data. Therefore, Hive resides, stores, on top of Hadoop to summarize big data and makes querying and analyzing easily. The Hadoop software contains a special kind of data warehouse infrastructure called as Hive, which is used to summarize the big data, which is used to make the queries, which is used to process the queries, manipulating the big data, processing the big data using the Hadoop platform is the special feature which is available, that is called as Hive. Hive is an ETL and data warehousing tool developed on top of Hadoop distributed file system. What is ETL? We will discuss later. Hive is an ETL and data warehouse tool which is developed on Hadoop distributed file system. What we require before studying this webinar, prerequisites, what we require already, we know that core Java. If we know the core Java, then only it is possible to understand the Hive software. Before proceeding with this tutorial, you need a basic knowledge about the core Java. And then also you must know about the concepts of SQL, Hadoop file system, and any of Linux operating system flavors. Any one of Linux operating system, Ubera, Ubuntu, or any kind of Linux operating system, you must know. Mostly in Linux operating system, Cloudera and that is Ubuntu and Linux platforms are utilized. So the prerequisites for Hive language, Hive tool is you must know the core Java, you must know the little bit about SQL, you must know the HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, and a little bit about the Linux operating system. Okay, so this is the symbol for Hive. This is the symbol for Hive. Okay, this Hive contains the Hive tool process only the structured data. That is, process the structured data, creates the structured data, which deals only the large data sets, which can handle some queries based on the availability of the data. Then the Hive produces output, which is the input of the MapReduce method. You must note that the Hive produces output, which is the input of the MapReduce method. For MapReduce, it is one of the other framework which is utilized in Hadoop platform. In Hadoop, the MapReduce is one of the framework. HDFS and MapReduce are two components exactly available in Hadoop software. The first one is MapReduce. So the MapReduce, for the MapReduce, the input informations are given, supplied by Hive software, Hive tool. Also, the parallel distribution framework is parallel distribution concept is followed by means of this Hive software. So this is the symbol for the Hive software. Then now we can know that what is ETL. Already we know that Hive is an ETL and a data warehouse tool. What is ETL? Extract, transform, and load is called as ETL. These three database functions that are combined into one tool in Hive. Extract, transform, load. These are the three database functions, which are database functions effectively utilized by means of both SQL as well as other kind of softwares which are used for creation of the database and extraction of the database, loading the database, transforming the information from one place to another place. The extract, transform, load. These three are the main database functions. These three functions are combined into one tool in Hadoop. That is in Hadoop, especially in Hive. Okay, one tool to pull data out of one database and place it into another database. So the tool is used all the three functions: extract, transform, and load. What is called as extract, which is the process of reading data from your database. Reading the data from your database is called as extract. In this stage, the data is collected often from multiple and different types of sources. Okay, from different sources of information, different sources of data warehouses. The informations are collected and extracted, processed. The reading the information, the data warehouse informations are read by means of special kind of this extract feature, extract process. Then what is called as transform? We have to transfer the data which is read by the extract function. We have to transfer the data which is read by the extract function. So transform is the process of converting the extracted data. Transform is the process of converting the extracted data from its previous form into the form it needs to be in, so that it can be placed into another database. So the transferred informations are stored in the another database, actually available in the previous database, which is called as data warehouse. The data warehouse informations are extracted and transferred into another place. The another place transformation, for the transformation of the original information from source to destination, the destination requires the from, that is, for the transformation of the source to destination, the informations we require transform process. That is the transform function. So transformation occurs by using rules or lookup tables, or by combining the data with other data. So transform having some other kind of rules, how we can transform, what method of transformation is carried out, what are the array structures are used, what kind of informations are stored, what we want to transfer, whether the transferred informations are required or not, whether the transferred informations are perfectly transferred or not, everything is fixed into it, the function transform process. Then what is called as load? Load is the process of writing the data into the target database. After transforming the data, that target database, the destination, in the destination warehouse, the data are to be written. The data are to be written, stored. This is the three functions of the Hive language. All these three functions are exactly fetched into Hive language as a simple function, as a one tool, as a one function. Okay. What are the various operations available in Hive? Okay, now Hive makes jobs easy for performing operations like data encapsulation. Already you are all known very well about what is called as encapsulation, data encapsulation. It is one of the special feature of the OOPS. Okay, ad hoc queries. Ad hoc queries means a temporary query, a user defined query, and instant query is called as ad hoc queries. Then analysis of huge data sets. How we can able to analyze the huge databases, huge data sets which are available in data warehouses. So these three operations are perfectly carried out by means of this Hive tool: data encapsulation, ad hoc queries, and analysis of large volumes of data sets. Okay, then why we require the Hive? There are various already defined SQL commands, SQL softwares like Oracle, Visual Basics are available. But the Oracle Visual Basic are processed by means of using a structured query language, SQL alone. But using an SQL, we can have a limitation of the processing capabilities. The limitation, in order to overlook the limitations of using a particular database by means of this SQL query, we utilize a special kind of tool that is called as Hive. So in Hive tool, the Hive tool is act like a SQL command, but the Hive tool is used for processing of big data. The SQL command is, SQL software is used for processing of small data, ordinary data. This is the main difference between the Hive and the SQL. Hive is like a SQL softwares, SQL tool. The Hive is used for processing of big data, large volume of data, high volume of data, huge volume of data, high velocity and variety of data also possible to extract, possible to process by means of this Hive. But varieties of data, high volume of data is not possible to process by using the SQL commands. Therefore, using traditional data management systems like SQL commands, it is difficult to process big data. Okay, therefore we require the special kind of software framework which is called as Hadoop. In Hadoop, there are various components are available. There are various frameworks are available. One of the framework is Hive. Okay, actually the Apache Software Foundation introduced a framework called as Hadoop. In Hadoop, there are various components are available. One of the component is Hive. I already informed. So all these are used for what purpose? Means big data management and for processing challenges. Okay. Now we want to discuss about what is the simple idea about the Hadoop. Before discussion about the Hive, first we must know that Hadoop. We must know what is the meaning of the Hadoop. I am already informed you the Hadoop is one of the framework. It is an open source framework which is used to store and process the big data in a distributed environment. In a distributed environment based process, in a distributed environment based information extraction, the Hadoop software works well for analyzing the data, whether it is huge volumes of data or small volumes of data, any kind of data. Suppose if only the small volumes of data available, we cannot utilize perfectly the power of the Hadoop software, because the power of the Hadoop software is analyzing the big data, huge volumes of data. Therefore, the Hadoop is used to analyze the big data. Now, in Hadoop, there are two modules. One is already I informed, MapReduce, and another one is HDFS. There are two modules exactly available in Hadoop. One is MapReduce and another one is HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. What is called as MapReduce? I informed already. Hadoop is a software tool. It is a language. It is a framework. It is a tool. It is a system. It is a method. It is a model in order to process the big data, in which there are various components are available. The main two components are MapReduce and HDFS. Other than this MapReduce and HDFS, there are various interconnected, interaction-oriented software tools are available. One of the interaction-oriented software tool is Hive and Piglet, H-base, Hadoop base. These are all some interaction-oriented Hadoop models. Okay. But the main two components are MapReduce and HDFS models. Now, MapReduce is a parallel programming model for processing large amounts of structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data based on the large commodity of hardwares. The large commodity of hardwares are available, then any kind of hardware informations are used for storing the big data. All the kinds of hardware, all the kinds of big data storage, data warehouse, data mart, mega mart, or mega informations, metamart, actually called as metadata, actually called as all the metadata are extracted by using this special feature, whether it is structured or semi-structured or unstructured. Okay, that is the parallel programming model is one of the MapReduce method, in which what is happen, we can reduce the availability of the data. Only some kind of informations are extracted by reducing the availability of the data. Okay, then what is HDFS? It is a part of Hadoop framework used to store and process the data sets. How we can able to process the data sets, store the data sets by means of this HDFS, which provides a fault tolerant file system to run on commodity hardware, any kind of hardware. Based on the hardware oriented information extraction, the HDFS file system part is actually extracted. Okay, now all these are called as Hadoop ecosystem. In Hadoop ecosystem, what is called as Hadoop ecosystem? Hadoop ecosystem is the one kind of method, one kind of platform, one kind of framework. Hadoop ecosystem is the one of the kind of framework, one kind of framework for analyzing the big data. So Hadoop ecosystem contains different sub-projects. There are various sub-projects. The sub-projects, modules, models are called as tools. The tools are in Hadoop. The tools are Scoop, Pig, Hive, and other kind of H-base, Hadoop base. These are all used to help the Hadoop modules. What is Scoop? It is used to import and export data to and fro between HDFS and RDBMS. Suppose you are all storing your information by using the database technology, by using the SQL commands. Is it possible to convert it into by means of this Hive, by means of utilizing purpose of the Hadoop? Yes, it is possible. We can convert the ordinary RDBMS information databases into Hadoop distributed file system oriented, infrastructure oriented information by using this Scoop language. The Scoop tool is used to convert the SQL queries into large volumes of data, HDFS queries. Then what is called as PIC? It is a procedural language. PIC is a procedural language. In the next session, we will discuss either PIC or MapReduce. Now, this session contains only the Hive language. So, PIC is a procedural language platform which is used to develop a script for MapReduce operations. It is a scripting language. It is a scripting software. PIC is the scripting software. Already you know that very well what are HTML and other kind of scripting softwares are used. PHP and other kind of softwares are used for processing ordinary database. These are all scripting languages. But here in Hadoop, the PIC is the another one language which is used to write a script-oriented information for the MapReduce operations. Okay. Then what is Hive? It is a platform used to develop SQL type scripts. It is a platform used to develop SQL type scripts to do MapReduce operations. So I am already informed the output of the Hive language, a Hive tool is the input of the MapReduce, in which what is able to write in Hive SQL type scripts are able to write in by using the Hive. Then what is called as Hadoop ecosystem? Base, you can note that database storage, data storage, HDFS file system, HBase, HDFS file system, HBase, Hadoop base. HBase means Hadoop base. The HBase is 100% processed by using the column database storage, column oriented database storage. So data stored in the base is extracted by either by using MapReduce or YARN. We can have another one session for discussion about the YARN software. YARN is another kind of method, one kind of tool which is used in hard. So we have the remaining topics: YARN, Big Latin, HBase, and MapReduce in the remaining sessions. Okay. Now, data processing purpose, these base informations are processed by using the MapReduce and YARN. Then, for the accessing purpose of the produced informations about MapReduce and YARN, by means of this MapReduce and YARN, Hive, PIG, Mohet, AVRO, Scoop, these are all used. Scoop, already informed, Scoop is conversion of SQL commands into big data concept. AVRO, RPC, machine learning, Mohet, data flow, PIC, SQL commands are converted into big data concept. So finally, we can manage the data. So data storage, processing, access, management. For the management of the data in Hadoop, we use OZ, Juhua, Vlam, Zookeeper. Very famous. Each and every system, ecosystem, this entire system is collectively called as ecosystem, Hadoop ecosystem. Each and every one is called as a tool. Each and every one is a framework. So each and every framework is used for separate kind of usage. So OZ used for workflow monitoring, Chokwa used for monitoring the information, Flame also used for monitoring the information, managing the information, Zookeeper is used. Okay, this is the Hadoop ecosystem. Now, before that, in Hadoop ecosystem, what are the things we want to read out? What are the different components available in the Hadoop ecosystem? The HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. YARN is yet another resource negotiator, that is YARN. The abbreviation for YARN is yet another resource negotiator. We will discuss in another one session what is YARN. MapReduce is the programming based data processing. Spark is another one kind of software. Spark is in-memory data processing tool. PIG, Hive, or query-based processing of data services. HBase is the NoSQL database. Already we have enough discussion about the NoSQL databases. Mohet, Spark, machine learning lib, ML lib, or the machine learning algorithm libraries, which are exactly utilized in Hadoop systems. Then Solar, Lucene are the used for what purpose means searching and indexing the databases. Zookeeper is used for managing the cluster-oriented information. OZ is used for job scheduling. This is the simple idea about the Hadoop ecosystem. Now we discuss about what is the approaches of the MapReduce. In MapReduce, there are various approaches are available. The traditional approach using the Java is actually discussed by using this map for the MapReduce program. The Java for MapReduce program for structured, semi-structured, unstructured data is the main concept. The scripting approach for MapReduce to process structured and unstructured using the BIC is used the scripting for the MapReduce method. Then HiveQL or HQL, Hive query language, HiveQL or HQL is used for MapReduce method to process structured data alone. Unstructured, semi-structured data are not able to analyze by means of this Hive query language, HQL. So these are some approaches in which Hive query language is the main component of the MapReduce. Now we want to discuss about what is Hive. It is a data warehouse infrastructure tool to process structured data in Hadoop. It resides on top of the Hadoop system to summarize big data and makes querying and analyzing easy. Initially, Hive was developed by Facebook company. The Facebook company in Apache Software Foundation took it up and developed it further as an open source under the name Apache Hive. Apache Hive is the trade name for the Hive language, Hive tool. there are different companies are producing this Hive language. For example, Amazon company producing this Hive language, which is called as Amazon Elastic MapReduce. The another name of the Hive language is Amazon Elastic MapReduce. This is also called as what? Hive query language. But what we must know that what is not a Hive. The Hive will not get called as a relational database. Hive is not fit for designing an online transactional processing. Hive is a language for real. Hive is not a language, it is a tool. It is not a language for real-time queries and low-level updates. Low-level informations are not able to extract by using this Hive language. What is the difference between Hadoop and Hive then? Hadoop is a framework. Hive is a SQL-based tool which is used in Hadoop. Hive is a SQL-based tool which is built over Hadoop. In Hadoop, inside the Hadoop, Hive is one of the tool. Hadoop is a major framework. Hadoop can understand MapReduce only. Hive can process, query all the data using HQL. It's a SQL-like language. Okay. MapReduce is an integral part of Hadoop. Hive is a query first get converted into MapReduce, then processed. Hive is a query language which produces output and gives it as input to the MapReduce. Then the MapReduce processed by using the Hadoop platform. Hadoop understands SQL using Java-based MapReduce only. Hive works on SQL-like queries. The another kind is difference between the Hadoop and the Hive is the Hadoop have to write complex MapReduce programs using Java, which is not similar to traditional Java program. But Hive is earlier used traditional relational database commands can also be used. The ordinary relational database commands are processed by means of this Hive. Hadoop is meant for all types of data, whether it is structured, unstructured, semi-structured, or carried out. But Hive processes only the structured data. Hadoop process all the three kinds of data. Hadoop ecosystem, the need to write complex Java programs for the same data, but using the Hive, one can process, query the data without complex programming. Okay. So one side Hadoop frameworks need hundreds lines for preparing Java-based MR program. meaningful programs. Okay, but Hive can query the same data using 8 to 10 lines. So code compactness is the specialty of the Python language in computer languages. In the big data concept in Hadoop platform, code compactness is exactly utilized in Hive software. Okay. Then what are the features of Hive? It stores a schema in a database and processes the data into HDFS. There must be a schema oriented information is actually processed and created. It is designed for OLAP, not for OLTP. Not for OLTP, it is OLAP designed. Hive is fully defined for OLTP. Okay, which provides SQL type language for querying called HiveQL or HQL. SQL like languages are actually used for the purpose of querying using this HiveQL or HQL. It is familiar, fast, scalable, and extensible. Familiar, very familiar Hive. Fast, scalable means which perfect fetch any kind of data, some kind of data, only structured data are processed, then it is scalable. All the kind of data are processed means by means of this tool means which is unscalable. Scalable means only some limitation of the accepting the data, processing the data by means of the algorithm is called as a scalable algorithm, scalable method, scalable model. Then what is extensible? We can extend any kind by using this Hive language. What are the other features of Hive? The data summarization, query analysis is easier by using this Hive. Data summarization is very effectively carried out by using Hive. Querying and analyzing the informations by using Hive is very easy. To process data without actually storing in HDFS, Hive supports external tables. External tables also the Hive supports. Moreover, it fits the low-level interface requirement of Hadoop perfectly. In Hadoop, Hadoop accepts both low-level interface, high-level interface. Sometimes the Hive also fit for accepting the low-level interface. To improve the performance, it supports partitioning of data at the low level of the tables. At the level of the table-oriented informations, the partitioning is performed by means of this Hive. So while it comes to optimizing logical plans, Hive has a rule-based optimizer. So Hive must follow some rules. Without rule, the Hive is not carried out. Okay, Hive is scalable, familiar, and extensible. Working with HiveQL, knowledge of basic SQL query is enough. We don't need any knowledge of programming language. This is very important feature of Hive. We cannot have any basic language, programming language skill for using this Hive. By using Hive, it is possible to process structured data only. It makes querying very simple, same as SQL. Using Hive, why the repeated informations are available in the PPT means I am copying some features from various kinds of the database repositories. That's why the informations are repeated. Using Hive, it is possible to run ad hoc queries for the data analysis. Some ad hoc queries, temporary queries are possible to utilize. Then what is the Hive architecture? There are three components are available in Hive: Hive clients, Hive services, Hive storage, and compute. In Hive clients, these are all Hive clients: theft application, JDBC application, ODBC application. JDBC, ODBC, what are the things? You know that very well. Hive that client, Hive JDBC driver, Hive ODBC drivers are performed all these client-oriented informations. Then some kind of Hive services, CLI. What is CLI? We will discuss later. Say Hive services, Metastore, Hive server, file system, Hive web interface, job client. These are all the Hive service-oriented information. Finally, the informations are processed. Hive Metastore and based databases. Hadoop cluster. Finally, the cloud-oriented information are extracted. So Hive storage and the compute information that is component is the final end component of the Hive architecture. Therefore, Hive has three core parts. One is client, second services, storage, and computing. Then what is Hive clients? What is we discuss about? Now we discuss about Hive clients. Hive provides different drivers for communication with a different type of applications. There are various applications where there are various types of informations are carried out. Therefore, all the informations are perfectly fetched into some possible manners by means of this Hive software, Hive tools. For thrift-based applications, it will provide a thrift client for communications. So for Java-related applications, it provides JDBC and ODBC drivers. Okay. Then these clients and drivers in turn again communicate with the Hive server in the Hive services. So the Hive server are able to communicate for the client's informations or services are communicated to the other components. Okay. Now what is Hive clients? We know that these clients and drivers are actually able to communicate. Now what is called as Hive services? Okay. Hive services. Client interactions with the Hive. Client interaction with the Hive can performed through Hive services. Okay. Client interaction with the Hive can performed through the Hive services. If the client wants to perform any query related operations in Hive, it has to communicate through Hive services. Okay. So through the clients, that is Hive services only, the client informations are processed. CLI is the command line interface. CLI means command line interface, which act as Hive service for DDL, data definition language operations, and all drivers communicate with Hive server and to the main driver in Hive services shown in the above architecture diagram. Already in the architecture diagram, all these things are shown. So CLI is the command line interface, which act as a Hive service for DDL, data definition language operations. Driver, all these Hive drivers present in the Hive services represent the main driver, and it communicates all the kind of types of JDBC and ODBC informations. So driver will process those requests from different applications to metastore and field systems for further processing. This is the main information about the Hive services. Then what is called as Hive storage and computing. Finally, the Hive services and such as metastore, file system, and job client in turn communicates with the Hive storage and performs the following actions. What are the actions actually carried out in Hive storage and computation? Metadata informations of tables which are created by Hive is stored in Hive metastorage database. Whatever the information created by using special features available in Hive are stored in the metadata storage database. So this is one of the Hive storage information. Then what is computing? Query results which are based on the metadata storage database. The meta storage databases are extracted and produced some results. They are called as query results. By means of using some queries, we can produce the results. These results are called as the query results. These query results and data loaded in the tables are going to be stored in Hadoop cluster on HDFS system. This is the main component of the Hive storage and computation. Now we want to discuss about the job execution flow. Okay, Hive. This entire thing is called as a Hive. User interface, driver, compiler, metastore, execution engine. These are all exactly the performance of the Hive software, Hive tool. Then Hive produces some output which are the input of the Hadoop system. In Hadoop, MapReduce accepts. In MapReduce, there are two nodes. Already I informed job tracker and another in job tracker, and another one is name node and data nodes. Name node and data nodes are utilized. In name node is one job finder and job tracker. Only one node is called as name node, and different nodes are used for data nodes. So what are the things are carried out? The data flow in Hive behaves in the following pattern. Executing query from the user interface. The user interface informations are executed and sent to the driver. Then driver sent to the interact between the user interface, and the driver sent to the information to the compiler. What we the information want to read out. The compiler process some information about the storage, meta storage, and the meta storage informations are bidirectional information which are carried out by means of execution engine. The final stage of this entire process is done by execution engine, EE. Okay, so driver is the interacting with the compiler for getting the plan. The compiler creates the plan for job to be executed. Metastore sends metadata information back to the compiler. Compiler communicating and with the driver with the proposed plan to execute the query. Driver sending execution plans to execution engine. So execution engine is the final phase of this Hive software, which produces some outputs, which is the input of the MapReduce method. Now execution engine act as a bridge between Hive and Hadoop. So execution engine act as a bridge between the interface between the Hive and Hadoop. Okay. Now EE execution engine should first contact name node and then to data nodes to get the values stored in the tables. Whatever the information stored in the tables are retrieved, extracted by means of this EE. Then EE is going to fetch desired records from data nodes. Whatever the desired informations are available, then EE executes all this information available in the data nodes. So it collects actual data from data nodes related to mentioned query. Whatever the query which is used in Hive, based on the Hive query, the informations are exactly fetched. Okay, then EE communicates bidirectionally. EE communicates bidirectionally to the job tracker, to the name node, to the data node. Some informations are transported to job tracker. Some informations are transported from job tracker to EE. Some informations are transported to name node, and some informations are transported to EE, and got like that. This is the working process of the EE. So finally, the fetching results from driver. The results are fetched by means of this driver. The fetched informations are actually results. All these results are sent to execution engine. Once the results fetched from data nodes to the EE, it will send results back to driver and to the user interface. The front end is the user interface. Finally, the user interface, the informations are processed. Okay, what are the different modes of Hive? Local mode and MapReduce mode. There are two kinds of mode are available. One is local mode and another one is this MapReduce mode. So local mode, what is local mode? Local mode are the small kind of database, extraction of small kind of database. MapReduce mode is the extraction of large kind of databases. Very simple. Small kind of databases are the size, data size is smaller. The Hadoop installed under sudo mode is local mode. Smaller databases are extracted. But using this small local mode, the Hive act very fast because some little informations are extracted by using the local machine. Okay, what is MapReduce mode, which accepts multiple data nodes, not a small kind of data nodes. What is single source? The single source is extracted by local node. Different sources are extracted by multiple sources are extracted by MapReduce node. Okay, then it will perform a large amount of data sets and the query going to execute in parallel way. The parallel distribution method, the informations are processed. Processing of large data sets with better performance can be achieved through this mode. So these are the two kinds of modes are available. Therefore, centralized Hive Metastore, Pig, cascading Hive are the interface between the Hive Metastore and the HDFS system. This is the centralized Hive Metastore which is used. Then how to install the Hive? All Hadoop subprojects are Hive, Big, HBase. All these are support with the Linux operating system. Therefore, you need to install the Linux flavored OS, any kind of Linux flavored OS, Opera, Ubuntu, any kind of OS. We must extract. So, how we can able to install the Linux kind of OS? How we can install the Hive? There are various steps are available, not a single step. You must know all these steps. By using some code, you can install there are various 10 steps are available, I think. Okay, 10 important steps are available for the purpose of installing the Hadoop. For the purpose of installing the Hadoop, different steps. Okay, so one of the very famous website which discusses the big data oriented information is tutorialspoint.com. Tutorialspoint.com. You can visit tutorialspoint.com. The all Hadoop subprojects are installed by using verifying the Java installation. Using the Java, first you got to install the Java. Installation of Java is done by using some special features, verifying the Java installation, and then verify the Java installation, downloading the Hadoop, installing the pseudo distributed mode of the Hadoop and Java, and other kind of installation guide is carried out effectively. There are various steps are available in order to install the Java, the Hadoop, and then Hive, Big. If you want to use Big, Hive separately and HBase, you must install some kind of information. Installing Hive, how we can able to. There are various features are available. Downloading Hive, installing Hive, and whatever the various features are available. Setting the Hive, configuring the Hive, downloading and installing Apache, Derby. Derby is one of the one of the feature available in Hive. Discussion about all this Hive in a single hour or 1.5 hour, 2 hour is not easy. Okay, already we reached 50 minutes. Okay, now all these informations are available. You can go through tutorialspoint.com, which have a detailed discussion about how to install the Hive software. First we install Java, then we install Hadoop, then we install Hive, then we have a small software that is execution commands, small commands. Hive show tables. After creation of the tables, some tables they show the information, verify the Hive installation. These things are available. Okay, therefore we can utilize the various features which are available in this tutorialspoint.com. What now we are coming into the data types of Hive. There are 4 kinds of data: column types, literal types, null values, and complex types. There are 4 data types are available in Hive, which are called as what? Column data type, literal data type, null value data type, complex data type. First we discuss about what is called as column data type. Column type are used as column data types in Hive. They are as follows. What is it? There are various components available in column data types. One is integral types, another one is string type, another one is timestamp, dates type, decimals type, union types. All these are all discussed in various features. All these are all utilized. What is integral types? Integer type data can be specified using integral data types. Int, the reserved word int, is used in order to define the integral data type. When the data range exceeds the range of int, we are utilized in C, C++, Java the word reserved word int for defining an integer data type. Suppose in the big data concept, the integer type is not fit into the system, then you must use big int in the place of int in Hive. This is one of the special feature. Big int is used in the place of int. Small int, tiny int, small int and tiny int. Tiny int are the smaller than the small int. Small int is the smaller than the big int. Big int is the number one integral data type which is available. How we can define the data type? Tiny int, postfix y. 10 is the tiny int. 10 y. Finally, the last character must be y uppercase. Small int yes. Postfix is the yes. For the last character must be yes. When int there is no postfix, only 10. Big int L. L means 10. Last bit is the L. Log int. Long int. That is double log int. Okay. So big int. So other types of data types are in the same category are string types, timestamp, dates, decimals, union types are available. You can read out yourself in the tutorialspoints.com. Then what is called as literals? There are two kinds of literals are available. Reserved words and operator symbols are called as literals in any kind of languages. Reserved words and operator symbols and other kind of operators are actually called as literals. Floating point types and decimal types. You know that very well what is called as floating point types. Using double type and other kind of floating point types are available. Decimal types, you know that very well what is decimal types. 10 to the power of minus 308 to 10 to the power of 308. Is it possible to extract this kind of information? Decimal type 10 to the power of 308. 1, the digit 1, after the digit 1, 308 0 are available. Is it possible to extract by using your ordinary language, ordinary SQL? It's not possible. So we require the special feature which is available in Hive, which is possible. This is the speciality of this literals used. Then what is called as null value and complex types. Missing values are presented by the special value null. Null means there is no other value. There is no special feature. There is no symbol used for specifying the null value. Then what is called as complex types? There are various complex types are available. Complex types, data types are array types. In arrays, how many types of arrays are available? You know that very well. So all these arrays are mapped into MapReduce method by means of this Hive language. Maps in Hive are similar to Java maps. You know that very well what is the use of the Java. So all these Java oriented maps are performed by using this Hive language. Just a minute. Excuse me. Dear students and participants, I can say the Hive is big data is the number one job oriented topic nowadays in the world. If you know very well about the big data, then only you can get easily job. Otherwise, the jobs are not easy to get. In big data, what is the how we can able to create the database? This is the study of this software. The complex data types, you know that very well, like Java maps. Then what is called as Hive Metastore? It is the central repository of Apache Hive Metastore, which have several partitions, which have several tables, which have several relational database like information. Metastore service in API application program interface, which provides client access to this information by using the Metastore service API. So Hive Metastore consists of two fundamental units. One is Apache Hive services and another one is HDFS storage. Apache Hive services and HDFS storage is very effectively available in Metastore. So all these Hive Metastore informations are utilized for what purpose? Means storing the information, how we can able to store, how we can able to create database, how we can able to process database, how we can able to process the table, all these things. Now Hive Metastore tutorials. How Metastore. There are three components, frameworks available in Hive Metastore. One is embedded Metastore, another one is local Metastore, the third one is remote Metastore. Embedded Metastore is by using Turby, you can read anywhere else. This driver informations are locally available in your system. Your local informations are extracted by using this embedded Metastore. Some kind of local not local information means only within your system, only within your area, only within the India or within the Chennai city are available, extracted by means of this SQL commands, that is done by using the local meta store. The all over the world informations, cloud oriented information, very remote area informations are analyzed by means of this special framework called as remote meta store. So Hive meta stores are having three components. One is embedded meta store, local meta store, and remote meta store. How we can able to create the database in Hive? Simple. It's a very simple command. Create database schema. If not exist, database name. In SQL command, how you can able to create same like using the database, same like using the SQL command. Select and create, use, drop. These kinds are used. Hive is a database technology that can define databases and tables to analyze structured data. Only the structured data only are created. So create database statement used to create database, to create a database in Hive. A database in Hive is a namespace or a collection of tables. The syntax for this statement is create a database, then within quotation schema, create a schema or create a database. Both are possible. Okay, if not exist is optional, then database name. If not exist is an optional class, which notify the user that a database with the same name already exists. Okay, we can use a schema in the place of database in this command. The following query is executed to create a database named user DB. So create a database, user DB is the user defined database name. Create schema user DB. This is the simple command which is used to create a database. How we can drop the database, delete the database. Drop database is a statement that drops all the tables and deletes the database. The syntax for the drop database is drop database, statement drop, database or schema. Statement drop is the reserved word. Database or schema, which is case sensitive language, you must use yes uppercase letter, other letters are lowercase letter. Database name. Examples: Hive, drop database if exist, user DB. Okay, this is the simple example for the creation of the database. Now, how we can able to create the table? So, create table is a statement used to create the table in Hive. The syntax for the create table is create temporarily or externally, create table. If not exist, database name, dot database name, dot table name, dot column name, data type, command table name, row stored. These are all very simple. Create simply first you know that create a table name. It is enough. Okay. So we have other kind of informations. Okay, how we can able to create the database in the tutorials points. Creation of the database, the same thing is example of creation of the database is given in this. After the creation of the database, JDBC program is incorporated. How we can able to understand all this JDBC program? By means of this simple commands. Incorporation of the Hive create tb.java. Okay, so output is employee created, table employee created. Load data, how we can able to load the data in the table, how we can incorporate everything is creation of the table, loading the table is available. How we can alter the table, if you want to modify the table, how we can utilize the alter the table, the command alter table is used. Name of the table, rename to new name, add columns, drop columns, change the column name under to name, replace the column name into some other kinds. Everything is possible by means of this simple query. Outputs, change statement, JDBC programs are available. Add columns statement, everything is possible. Replace statement, for this all this available. Then what is the command used for dropping the table? Drop table if exists table name. Simply if you want to delete the table, use drop table. Okay, so very simple. Very simple examples are given in this tutorial. Then we want to partition the table. what is called as a partition. The entire table is the entire table which are created by you contains a large amount of data, 1 lakh data, 2 lakh data, or 10 lakh data, 15 lakh data. Processing all kind of table information is not easy. So you have to partition, cluster the data, partitioning the data. The partitioning the data is done by using the cluster based information extraction, which also done by there is a method used that is called as partition. Alter table, partition table, add partition, renaming a partition. Partitioning means the group of yes, small group of table entry, small group of information, cluster oriented informations are available. So other kind of built-in operations are available in Hive. There are various built-in operations: relational, arithmetic, logical, complex operations. So how all these relational operators, equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, all these are all used. A like B means A and B are the same kind of strings, otherwise false. A like B gives true if A and B are same kind of strings, otherwise it gives false, unquote, like that. There are various examples are available. Okay, so arithmetic operators are available. What is the use of the arithmetic operators? Everything is possible. And then the logical operators, all these complex operators are available. Next, built-in functions are available: big int, big int, big int, then signature. What are the strings? What are the types, written type, signature, and what is the description about the built-in functions? Everything is discussed in this method. What are the aggregate functions are available? All these aggregate functions exactly based on the SQL commands. How we can view the tables, index the tables, creating a view, create view, create index is the commands which are used. Dropping view, dropping index, creating view, creating view, creating a index, dropping view is available. Okay, so this is another kind of Hive query language. Hive QL select command, simple like a select command in SQL. The Hive select all, distinct, select expression, select some from database name, table name, or table name or database name, where, group by, having, cluster, limit. All these are all very simple commands which are used in Hive language. So select Hive QL select order by command is used. How the select order by is utilized? The order by command is utilized. That is, order by command is used to sorting the database tables or in the ascending order or descending order or any kind that you want to wish. This is order by command is used. Group by is based on particular expression oriented informations are grouped into partitioned into another category, that is called as group by. Okay, this is another kind of information based. Then another kind is joins operation. In SQL, how we can utilize the join operation: inner join, outer join, inner join. Everything is possible in this SQL oriented queries. So inner join, outer join, all these are all very simple by means of this. Okay, so you can go to the tutorialspoint.com in order to know the other kind of information. Okay. Now the query language is used to is a query language for Hive to process and analyze structured data in Metastore. How we can select, utilize, select, where, all these are discussed. Where commands, everything is like what by using the SQL commands. Okay, now we discuss about the making Apache Hive 10x faster Hive. What? How much? If a SQL command process a database within 1 second, within 100 seconds, this Hive command process faster 100 times better than the SQL command. This is the main concept of the Hive. 100 times better compared with the SQL command, the Hive commands are extracted. What are the 100 into multiplied faster times the Hive commands are extracted? Base Optimizations, deep analytics are carried out by means of this Hive. Vector query engines are carried out. Query planner, Hive query servers are carried out. Buffer caching is carried out in Hadoop. Okay, tests, yarn, arc file. These are another features of the Hadoop softwares. This is the features of the Hive. So 100 times better than the SQL commands, the Hive commands are extracted. The other important characteristics of Hive. Hive tables and databases are created first, and then data is loaded into these tables. Hive was data warehouse designed for managing and querying only structured data that is stored in tables. Okay, only the created informations are stored in tables by means of databases. Only the structured data are stored. While dealing with the structured data, MapReduce does not have optimization and usability features like UDFs, but Hive framework does the same work. Okay, query optimization refers to an effective way of query execution in terms of performance. Optimization of query is very simple, which is perfectly followed in Hive language. So Hive SQL inspired language separates the user and from the framework complexity of MapReduce programming methods. Okay, the other important characteristics of Hive is how do programming works on flat files. That is very important. Flat files, the Hadoop Hive infrastructure can work. Hive can use directory structures to partition the data to improve performance on certain. That is when large data sets are available, then the sample data sets are partitioned into small kind of databases. The small kind of databases are taken into account and then it is processed. This is called as partition. Okay, there are two methods available in Hive in order to store the metastore. Using the metastore of Hive, there are two components available, important components in Hive: Web GUI and another one is JDBC interface. Web GUI is used for small kind of databases. JDBC interface is used for other kind of databases. Most interactions tend to take place over a command line interface. Hive provides a CLI to write Hive queries using Hive HQL. Using the HQL, the informations are mostly utilized. So what are the other important characteristics? Sample query, we can use simply the select query. Already we discussed it. Hive supports 4 file formats: text file, sequential file, org file, and rc file, record columnar file, ordered and row and column wise file. This is ORC files. So for single user meta storage, Hive uses Turby. Turby is another feature available in Hive in Hadoop database, and for multiple users meta store data and or shared metadata cache, Hive uses MySQL. Now we want to discuss about the limitations of Hive language. Limitations that we cannot perform real-time queries with Hive. It also does not offer row level updates. Only column level updates are carried out. For interactive data browsing, Hive offers acceptable latency. We can say Hive is not the right choice for online transaction processing. Already I informed. Only while AP the Hive processor. While it comes to latency, for Hive queries, latency is generally very high. Latency means flexibility of using this Hive is very easy. Some of the key points available about the Hive. So major difference between HQL and Hive is the Hive query executes Hadoop's infrastructure rather than traditional database. Hive query execution is going to like series of automatically generated MapReduce jobs. Hive supports partition and buckets concepts for easy retrieval of the information. Just wait, we will complete within 5 minutes. Hive supports partition and buckets. Buckets means clusters, concepts for easy retrieval of data when the client executes the query. Hive supports custom specific UDF, user defined functions for data cleansing, filtering, and transferring, integrating. Everything is possible in user defined functions. According to the requirements of the programmers, one can define Hive UDFs. Based on the requirements of the programmers, we can define the UDF. With the help of SQL methodology and interface, Hive performs reading and writing of large data sets. Its query language is also called as Hive query language, HQL. So it is highly scalable as it allows real-time processing and batch processing both. Also, all the SQL data types are supported in Hive. Then JDBC drivers and Hive command lines are exactly utilized in Hive. So JDBC and ODBC drivers work on establishing the data storage permissions and collection, whereas Hive command line helps in the processing queries. Now we're coming into the conclusion part or summary of the Hive language. It is an ETL and a data warehouse tool on top of the Hadoop ecosystem, which is used for processing structured and semi-structured data. Sometimes semi-structured data are processed, not all the times. Hive is a database present in Hadoop ecosystem, which performs a DDL and DML, data manipulation language and data definition language. And it provides flexible query languages such as HQL for better querying and processing of data, which provides so many features compared to RDBMS. For user-specific logic to meet client requirements, it provides option of writing, deploying, method, deploying, creation, using custom-defined scripts and user-defined functions. In addition, it provides partitions bucket for already we discussed. So Hive offers an enormous variety of benefits. Most important one thing is the field of data querying, analysis, summarization. Already we discussed it, which uses Magnet or Hive, some kind of special features available in Hive. It is a boon for developers as it can be help them in solving complex analytical problems. Moreover, it also helps them in processing the multiple data formats. There are numerous processes that are available in Hive, which includes to provide beneficial and important information like cleansing, modeling, transforming, integrating. Everything is possible. Therefore, it makes tedious jobs of developers easy and helps them in completing the critical task. Suppose if you have any queries, we are discussing about some little kind of information about the queries, information about the Hive. If you have any queries, you can please drop your query. Now, thank you for silent passioning of my webinar. Okay. Okay. Do you have any query? Hello?
Can you explain this?
Supervised and unsupervised.
Hello, sir. Are you hearing me, sir?
Yeah, yes, tell me. Yes, tell me. Hello? Hello?
He's asking whether it is supervised or unsupervised, sir.
Only supervised, not unsupervised. Then another question.
Okay, sir.
No other question available. Only supervised, no unsupervised. Only supervised information.
Nothing, sir.
Sometimes unsupervised are possible because which is depends on the user-defined functions. User-defined functions define whether it is unsupervised or supervised. Yes. Okay. We can post the feedback link. Already posted or not? Feedback link is posted by me.
Post, sir.
Yes.
What programming language used?
Java. What programming language? Java already explained. Java programming language. Already I explained there is no specific language, programming language used in Hive. Hive itself is a tool. It's a tool. There is no language. First you understand, Hive itself is a tool. There is no language utilized in Hive software. It's a tool. No, for any kind of tool, no languages are used.
Okay, sir.
For the installation purpose of Hive, you can use Java oriented information. Then another nothing available. Feedback form already.
No, sir.
Feedback form given already, right?
So they are asking for PPT, sir. Yes,
Not possible.
sir.
Not possible. It's my policy. No PPT. You can go to my YouTube channel. Okay. You can go to my YouTube channel and
Yes,
prepare. That is refer. Right? Can we end with
okay,
this?
sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you very
sir.
much. Thank you very much for silent questioning of my webinar. Thank you very much.